Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Talent League Season 5 Second Split. And with me, joining me, the lovely Cherish. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Hopefully, everyone else is doing good at home. And today we're gonna have an exciting game between Noetic and Wolves. What do you think about that game, Cherish?
Um, I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be a little bit better than last week's Noetic matchup, hopefully. Just because no shade to Titans at all. It is just how it is. Titans is a mid bottom table team, whereas Wolves is mid upper side of things. They are one of the only teams out of the 10. They are one of four with double digit points so far.
And they're top
Um,
four, top four
yes,
in the
they are
standings.
top four as well. So in theory, it should be a bit better than I think the double 7-1 or 7-2 that we saw last week from Noetic. Um, they were, they did not drop the ball whatsoever against Titans last week. Yeah, it was double 7-1. So it's probably just going to be, Noetic continuing their hot streak and Wolves trying to play spoiler to that. So I'm looking forward to what should be a good series, or maybe we just get another, Noetic blowout. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. So we're hoping for a closer game. Closer is usually better. That's what we want. Usually we get more exciting games when the games are closer. So that's what we're expecting here. You're right. I mean, Wolves is a top four team. Noetic is, Noetic, you can't even, there's really nothing to say, right? Because they're at first and they're just going strong and it doesn't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon. They're actually flawless. They never lost a map in the season. So 7 matches played, and seven matches out of those are won. So that means they won 14 maps. That's what it means. And I mean, I don't know. It's just extremely consistent, and that's gonna be something that's gonna be really hard to break, even for a top four team like Wolves.
Yeah, definitely very hard to break. There are, some little bits here and there on that perfect record that you had mentioned. Um, Noetic does have a handful of overtime wins on those maps, but still, it is entirely like you said. It is just
It gets close, but
it
they
still
always
ends
seem
up
to just
in
come
there.
out on top somehow, no
Yep.
matter what. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane. That's insane.
It really is. And it's crazy too to think that they've been this dominant over this entire season and in the seasons in the past as well. So, um, yeah, away from Noetic, we're gonna jump in really fast to looking at the stats for the Wolves first on the board. And there's a little bit of, it looks a little weird for sure. Um, Granted, just because uh some of the stats are not fully caught up, I believe. I'm not
This is
really
just not the full. They changed players quite often. That's what I. That's
sure.
what I think. That's what I remember. So that's what happens here. That's what you guys see. They actually played 6 matches, but you don't really see the results of 6 matches on any one of these on most of these players. I mean, Chrome is looking to be the only one who's really up there with the 96 kills to 65 ratio, right? And a really
Mhm.
good cost, a good entry, and looks to be the actually coming from the ace smoke main, right? So the Harbage and the support player overall. And I mean, these are amazing stats for a support player, right? Who wouldn't want a support player like that? But the other players, they seem to have decent stats, but we just don't have the full picture, the big picture here, just because the players are getting swapped quite often, and that's sad. But that's just how it happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna come down to who's loading into the lobby today for the Wolves, but you're entirely right. Having your smoke player and your hard support player being plus 31 on their KD is very insane. Um, and
And
everything
that
is just
cost, man, that
yeah,
cost.
80% cost is just out of 5 rounds, only one of them he's just not an impactful part of. That's just really, really crazy to see in Siege and really nice to see in Siege.
That's
So
that's for the viewers who don't really understand cost. That just means that 80% of the rounds that he played, and he played a lot of rounds throughout the season, 80% of those rounds he's doing something impactful for the team to win a round. He's either
yeah.
getting a kill or he's getting traded effectively or anything like that, right? He's playing for the objective, whatever it is, that's what cost stands for. And he's doing that at a really consistent rate of 80%, which I mean that's extremely high. You usually don't see that, so that's quite rare. And it's great that he's one of the more consistent players on in his team because he's one of the players who they're not really swapping that often. So at least they have that consistency going for them.
Mhm. Yeah, very consistent player indeed, and it's looking very good for them. Along hoping rather that he is sticking around. On the other side of things, there's definitely not really the same thing that you can see from Clutcher, but Clutcher doesn't really need to do that. Clutcher doesn't need to go plus 30 on his KD as the hard support player, and neither does Keto because Skies and Naquo are already doing that just better. Naquo is about uh he's plus 45. I just think I yes, I did the math right. He's plus 45 on his KD and Skies is plus 43. So that's not even including Cracks who is plus 31. In general, uh, a lot of Noetic rounds are high kills for them and low kills for the opponents. And a lot of the time that is from Naquo and Skies. And it's interesting too because a lot around the board, their entry stats aren't that good. So they may not be getting the most entries in these rounds, but they're coming away after losing that first body most of the time, at most losing one, maybe at absolute most a second person. So they're just blowing away these rounds. And even looking at it in my notes from last week, Oregon was a little different because Oregon was kind of, not taken the most seriously. But on Coastline, they lost 7 out of 9 opening, or no, 6 out of 8 opening fights. So they ended up winning that map 7-1. They're losing opening gunfights, and it just doesn't matter for Noetic. They're able to turn these rounds right back around and make them work very easily.
Yeah, that's why Noetic is one of these teams that it's so fun to watch them play because they really remind me of when G2 was in their prime, right? And of course the level is not the same that we're comparing here, but compared to their opposition, that's what they remind me of because often you see them in these 3v5 situations and they just come out of nowhere. They just bring it back somehow and they don't really rely on the opening frag like most teams to really bring that win. So it's really interesting to see how they play their view and their philosophy towards the game is interesting to me. And I would like to ask them some questions about that specific thing now that I think about it. And besides that, yeah, there is Neko as well with really high uh, entry with really good entry stats. But besides that, yeah, you're generally right. But they don't need that, as you said. So the maps today are going to be Cafe and Villa, and it looks like both teams are ready to start. So we're just gonna hop right in as soon as everyone is ready.
Yep. Thing to note as well. Um, we do have a sub in for Noetic. It will be Grips in place of Keto. And I'm not sure who Wolves have pulled in around this time on the block. They've got Gravity, Sven, uh, Taxes, Alex, and Gazos. So I think we did have Tax, we did have Sven, and we have
Chrome is not
Gravity.
here.
So Chrome and Brandy are not here. Chrome being that big name.
So Chrome is one of the that player that we were talking about on Wolves that was doing the best, that was playing that played the most games, and now he's not here anymore. He's not in the roster from what it looks like, and I mean that could be a big thing for them. That could really hurt them. I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't really get into. I mean those kind of things between. That's just between the players and like stuff that are within the team. But from my point of view here, it could get really rough here playing against a really strong opponent like Noetic, having one of your strongest players from what I can see in terms of stats removed from the roster is it's possibly not ideal.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it is not really what you want to have going up against such a strong team. At the least, Keto is out, so there may be a little bit of a disconnect coming in for Noetic in terms of communication and whatnot. But granted, it isn't. As far as I'm aware, it's not like their captain or their IGL that would be most likely Clutcher. Um, but it could still disrupt Noetic just a bit. Maybe, hopefully, for Wolves' sake, just enough for them to catch a win coming out here. But starting things off, we have Noetic on defense here for Villa. And it will be starting in the Aviator Games room, is where we will be joining the. I don't know where they're from. Noetic will be
Attackers need to locate
picking up
and defuse
here
as many bombs as they can.
with pretty standard lineups on both sides, as we did see a couple weird picks at least being hovered, but nothing ended up sticking. So it'll be realistically nothing super interesting starting off here.
I mean, we're gonna be starting with Aviator here, just the standard side, just like you said. Nothing too crazy, nothing. I would say nothing really too spicy, right? We're not starting with anything crazy here, but I mean, we're gonna see. It doesn't mean that the round is not gonna go in a way that's gonna be interesting. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. We wanted interesting, and that's what we got. Sky's gonna team kill Clutcher for whatever reason. I don't know if it was a skin or if it was. Yeah, it looks like he had a skin on, and that's unfortunate, but guys, please, if you're competitive players, have two different save files for the game so you can play the game competitively and run whatever Embrise skins you want and rank separately. But anyway, yeah, Noetic is going to start with disadvantage here, so I'm sure that Wolves are going to be happy about that one at 5v4 starting on attack here. Getting that momentum is something that's going to only benefit them and it's going to make life way easier for them. So let's see if they're going to be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, pretty rough to see here, and that'll enable Gravity and the rest of Wolves to move very quickly, absorbing as much positioning and control as they can. Nako's the first one here to get into contact with the opponent, as he will be fighting off Gravity, trying to push away the Ash. Not really an operator we see all that much, and there he goes! The first frag will be going the way of Nako, a fast shot onto Gravity, as a refrag at least onto Gazo is big for finding Nako down, and that's another body down for Noetic. They've down to a 4-on-3 here, but not that much information is coming in for Wolves. It's very slow, and not constant. It's only a handful of drones are out, really, and they're not being used other than the Iana clone here, who will be jumping on in and be promptly destroyed in the vault. But, oh, Crack getting punished here, and he's going to take a nice shot and find the head of one, and down the other. Alex goes down. In the meantime, Sven and Gazo are cleaned up by Skies, just like we were saying in the beginning.
That's why. That's
one
why
frag
you can
goes
never
away.
count them out.
Yeah, one frag goes the way of the opponent, and Noetic is just able to clean these rounds up. That was crazy to see.
3v4, no map control, Vault is opened.
Everything against
utility, and everything and anything that could go against them is going against them, and they're just saying no, winning their gunfights. SMG-11, MP5, whatever it is, they don't even need Jaeger's gun. They don't even need Nako alive to do that. They're just doing it with the worst guns in the game or the mediocre guns in the game, and they still make it work somehow. Just landing headshots left and right, cleaning up. It's just insane to watch, and it's exciting every single time. and you can never count them out. You never know what's gonna happen when
Attackers need to
they're
locate and
still
defuse
alive.
the
When
three bombs
any
in
one of
the
these players is still alive, you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's wow. I mean, in every sense of it, you know, we've seen a lot of adaptation on this map as teams have gotten more used to it and gotten comfortable on it and such. And one of those adaptations is that a lot of teams are very comfortable attacking from Master over to beat Aviator
10 seconds
Games.
left.
And everything was done very quickly from Wolves. Even though they lost gravity early, they were able to get the refrag fairly quickly back onto Naquo. And
Attackers' objective
it
is
was
to
just,
locate a bomb and defuse
in
it.
general, it wasn't at all a bad attack from Wolves. It's just that the members of Noetic stepped up massively to pick up where they left off in that round and were able to win it out. But I think something to note here is how Noetic is opting into this strat for Dining Kitchen, our second site on the board. Normally, a lot of teams will hold it vertically, but this is a horizontal hold coming in from Noetic, which is very interesting to see because not many teams run this. And I'm interested to see how Wolves is going to react to it as a result because I can tell, kind of, they're getting these drones upstairs and they're like, no one's up here, nothing's up here, but gravity is going down again.
Yeah, Clutcher is gonna take down Gravity here pretty early on in the round, and they don't really have that much map control as I'm sure they would hope to have. Sven is gonna be alone here on the Nomad, kind of solo around this side of the map, just kind of holding the rotates. You know, maybe someone is gonna stumble upon his crosshair, hopefully for him, but doesn't look like anything like that is gonna happen. Looks like everyone is pretty aware of the attacker's possible positions, and it looks like Noetic is not gonna run around too much here. You know, they're not doing anything too aggressive. They're not trying to make any mistakes here. They're just playing for time, wasting Wolves' time, and that's what they're playing for right now. And it looks like it's working for them so far.
Yeah, very passive play from Noetic as a Nitro cleaves most of Gather's health. Guys trying to work on some info as Naquo continues the minefield defense. There are 3 Nitros on the side and 2 connected onto Gazzo alone. He will fall as a result. The Skies is getting into his own gunfight. He's 1 out, though, against Sven. 2 on 5 is a quick swing from Naquo. We'll put it into a 1 on 5. Naquo trying to hit the deck, but he cannot survive for the flawless round. It is just Alex on his own, though, and things are not looking too good. At least they'll pick up another onto the Rooney. Yeah, another onto the Rooney and getting that gone onto the Banshee. Another onto Skies. Okay. This went from out of the realm of possibility to winnable.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's possible. I mean, he's in a 1v2 and just going to be checking all the corners here. He's going to nade out that bulletproof cam as you should. And he's going to just keep face checking here towards Memo. Looks like everything is clear, but he doesn't know that there's a player behind the bomb. He's going to able to get the headshot, man. A quad kill for Alex right now. He's going to be looking for the last one. He doesn't have the fuser. He has to go for that kill. He's going to get it. What an ace! What is that? How do you do that? What?
Wow. Taking Noetic's greed at face value and just abusing it. Alex played that fantastically. Granted, Noetic was just giving him one-on-one gunfights. But, I mean, still, great gun work from Alex to be able to isolate everyone and play that slowly, methodically, and very well from him on the Iana. Wow, that is.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Definitely did not expect to
How
be
do you do that, man?
a 1v5 ace.
How do you do that, man? Really? How is he allowed to do that?
Oh no, that is.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like this. This is man, this is one of those 1v5s that just shouldn't happen. There's no way he's
Yes.
gonna ace like that. That's just not possible.
Yes.
I mean, I get it, bro. He hit every shot that he should. He really threaded the needle there on the second second to
seconds
last
left.
guy, on the guy behind the bomb there, and yeah,
5 seconds left.
on the clutcher, I guess, I believe, and yeah, it was the Wamai.
Attackers' objective
And
is to
then
locate a bomb and defuse
He did a good job pushing, not playing for, not really relying on getting defused or anything like that. He did all the correct decisions, and he hit every headshot and every shot that he should have. But man, that's just not happening, man. He just shouldn't be allowed to do that. I just don't get it. I'm really shocked. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in Talent League, and honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in general. Maybe this is the second time or the third time that I ever see something like this. And I mean, I've been involved in this game for around 4 years now, and I mean, it's just crazy. That was insane. And I mean, as much as it's him playing really good, it's also Noetic really throwing it away. And I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about that, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, you were, to me, that situation, you worded it perfectly. That should not be something that should happen from Noetic. So hopefully they'll learn from their bit of greed that they showed last time around, and they'll play it a bit differently here on this second go of the Dining Kitchen. A lot of upstairs control was taken very quickly by Wolves, knowing that Noetic is
Bomb
not
located
up
by
here.
attackers.
But the first nitro will go off. That is Gazzo falling down as the third straight opening frag goes the way of Noetic. A bit interesting
has
that
been
they have
located.
amassed so many, considering the points we were hitting on earlier. But that's the main soft breach here for the side of Wolves. And with the amount of utility that's on the board here for Noetic, being the Aruni Gates alongside the Malusi Jammers and all those Lamai discs, they've got to keep as much utility on the board. And losing gravity is not going to help with that. That's another kill picked up here from Noetic. And with a minute to go, this is looking like a very solid round from them.
Man, every single round until now looked like a solid round for Noetic, but I don't know anymore. Crack is really lit up right now. Clutcher is really lit up right now. And you just need to watch out when they're taking these gunfights. Crack is going to be able to hit that shot, though. And he's going to get a double for his team right now. Sky is going to help him out with another headshot, but Ace there, he's going to be able to land a hit onto the Malusi and bring him down. He's going to try and find the mute behind the bomb, but no shots are connecting at the moment. He's going to be able to connect the headshot, though. A 1v3 for Dax, and he's going to go down pretty fast and not quite as close as as it was last time round, but still, you kind of felt it a little bit, like it was getting scary again. And Noetic decided, you know what, we're just gonna push him, man. nothing like that is gonna happen again, because I mean, it just happened to them just now. You gotta feel for them a little bit. You gotta think about the fact that they're probably thinking about the fact that that cannot happen twice in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you see the one guy get taken down, getting a bit aggressive, and then the second gets taken down, also getting aggressive. And I'm sure at that point, Noetic was like, all right, we're going to, like you said, we're going to push him. We're going to hold crosses. This guy's also not getting away with it. And
no, we can't allow this, man. We can't allow this to happen,
not
bro.
2 rounds in a row.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Very solid round, nonetheless, from Noetic. And they're playing that horizontal hold very solidly, especially given the amount of nitros they've brought. That was, I think, another nitro kill on top of 2 they had last round. Maybe it was 2 last round and 1 the round before. But they've tallied 3, I believe, nitro kills across those 2 Dining Kitchen defenses, which is very, very solid to see. About a 50% hit rate, or rather kill rate, going by the amount that they take each round. It's very nice to see
5 seconds to insertion.
on the stats board. So, I mean, Noetic has run these strats into the ground, I'm sure, and practiced them and refined them. And they're also bringing out some more new strats, I think. A lot more teams have been opting for something similar to what you just saw Nako set up with this Goyo shield in front of the, or rather behind the Aruni gate. Some teams will opt to instead take a clash here or something similar, but I mean, this is just, you know, a fun default strat to deny the bedroom pushes. For I think the first round in 4, Gravity is not the opening death, which is very nice to see for his sake.
Yeah, it's gonna be Nako this time around. Actually, the star player for Noetic is gonna go down. Grips is gonna be able to refrag though onto Alex, and he's gonna be able to land a headshot there. Sky's gonna take down Gravity inside of bedroom, and looks like a 4v3 all of a sudden for Noetic, as Wolves is gonna find themselves in a disadvantage here. Sven is gonna look for a gunfight towards the zombie. The zombie statue there, but he's not gonna really find any shots when he was shooting towards that mute over there. And, you know, they're just gonna slow it down for a little bit. They need to figure out what to do now. They're in a 3v4, and they don't want to lose another round because then it's gonna be 2 in a row at that point. And it looks like Clutcher is down on the floor here. He was shot out by Sven, I believe, but I don't know if Sven even knows it. And even if he knew it, I don't know if he's able to secure that kill anyway. And he won't be able to. Clutcher is gonna get picked up, but he will be on really low HP, so that's already something going for Wolves.
Yeah, not a bad start, as Gazzo has also found Grips. Very winnable at this point, as Grips now will take his leave from the map, apparently.
Maybe he wasn't too happy about that one.
I guess not, as Clutcher is now going to come into contact here with the Buck. Oh, pings on the shield from both sides as they're trying to duke it out around the shield. But no destruction because of where the ace has positioned himself, trying to open up the vault. Clutcher is going to be able to safely play behind the shield up until the point that it is, or rather the gate is going to respawn. That's going to cause a problem for Gazzo. It's caused Wolves to have to rotate over to a study push, rather. And that might actually work out well for them. Gazzo's feigning a lot of contact, but there's just one thrown out for the pair of Wolves, and Sven is not even aware because of that. There's no info here, and Skies is gonna go huge. He's found 1, 2, 3, but not the 4th, as Clutcher will die, or get the kill rather, thanks to the fire from his shield. And a cleanup on the round goes well for Noetic as they confirm their 3rd in a row, as a pause is called so that we can try and get Mr. Grips back on in this one. Not a bad rotation, I think, from Wolves. A little bit late, all considered, but it was just that lack of information, having no drones on the board there for them, that really punished them.
Yeah, what just stands out to me every single time when Noetic wins a round, or even when they lost that one round, whatever, it's just their ability to win gunfights. I don't know if you noticed that, but what Skies did there was insane, and that's something that they're able to pull off individually almost every single round, and that's why it's so hard to win rounds against them. You know, it feels like you're pushing one of them into a corner, and then he just comes out of nowhere and he kills you and your teammate left and right, doesn't really care, flicking you both, and then 180s the third. And that's just how it feels like every single time when Noetic takes a gunfight, and it's really scary. It's something that's really, really hard to play against. It's really rough to play against that kind of, you know, that kind of, I don't know how to even call it, that kind of talent, right, that they possess. Most of these players, if not all of them, on Noetic side right now. And it just looks like it's uncomparable, really, to most of the teams right now in Talent League. And no one is really able to find a really good, solid, consistent answer to what they're doing.
Yeah, it is very rough to be
10 seconds remaining.
to say the least for Wolves. That, again, I mean,
5 seconds to go.
I think the over-aggression from Gravity and Alex has
Attackers are
been,
moving out to locate a bomb and defuse
or rather, the over-aggression last round from Alex, he's been pretty patient previously, but not running a lot of explosives has kind of been punishing Wolves, because, as you saw last round, that shield was able to stay up and force out that awkward rotation from the Wolves. So it's interesting that they're not opting for any Iana, especially given that now this is 5 rounds in a row that we've seen a Rooney, and Iana has been kind of used as that Rooney counter for a lot of teams. But,
Attackers have
I
located a
mean,
bomb.
we're still seeing just defaults coming out from Wolves, and running standards is already, that's a fast jump into the
Bomb located by
bathroom
attackers.
from Gazzo. He's getting a bit aggressive here alongside the help of Gravity. And this bedroom hold and closet hold has been entirely stopped from Wolves, from Noetic, because of this aggression from Wolves, and that'll enable Clutcher to fall first.
Ooh, Sven looks like he jumped in from the trophy, or he came up from Astro, but anyway, it's a 3v3 right now. It's a double for Skies, and looks like the defenders are really aware of where the attackers are playing right now. Crack is going to be able to thread a needle there onto Alex's head, and Trax is going to find himself outside of bedroom. He's going to try to refrag here, but looks like he's not going to find anything. He's going to catch some bullets, though, as he jumps in that bedroom window. Neko here is going to hold that door, and he's going to make sure that no one is crossing. Gravity, though, he's going to hit a great shot onto Skies, make it a 2v2 right now. And looks like it's a winnable situation for Wolves. They just need to figure out how to push these players individually right now. Jax is going to take down Neko. As it's a 2v1 right now. Crack has to get aggressive here. He's going to get aggressive. He's going to get one. He's going to do the second. And again, Noetic. Man. It's like they're in the advantage, we're in a disadvantage, man.
It really does feel like that, you know? They always have just a bit of magic up their sleeve as they confirm a 4th round here, 3 in a row since that bit of magic from Alex. And it's crazy to think that without Alex's heroics, this would be a 5-0 map. And I mean, that's the only little blemish. And granted, it is a pretty big blemish to give up a 1v5, but still, I mean, Noetic has been playing this map very cleanly so far.
And that one round is, I mean, just as much on Noetic's fault, just as much as it was who was it? Sorry, Alex playing really good, right? So yeah, I mean, they lost a round, but they kind of threw it away. I don't know. I think after that one round, they kind of woke up. They realized, okay, yes, some of these players on the other team can probably win some gunfights, and you know, it kind of motivated them a little bit. And now it looks like they're just firing on all cylinders like they usually are, and they're just dominating, man. Look at this, 4-1. It looks like they're not even breaking a sweat, honestly. And every single time, I'm telling you, when you're watching Noetic in like a 2v2, it's like watching two equal teams playing against each other, right? And then when it's one of the Noetic players in a 1v2, 1v3 situation, or not even technically in the round in a 1v2, but just like in a position where he's stuck and he has to take multiple engagements, if you know what I'm talking about. Every time when they're in a situation like that, it just feels like something just unleashes within them, and they're just, I don't know, they're just going off, man. They're just getting everyone. They're just killing everyone that's on their screens at that particular moment. And it's just scary, man. And it's just like I said, it feels like they're in the advantage when they're not doing good. You know, when they're in a bad spot, it looks like they're doing better. And Gravity is gonna catch someone really early here. Melusi is gonna go down on the floor, and it looks like it's a little bit of a rush. But Clutcher is definitely ready for that one. He's gonna take down Ash. He's waiting for the second here. There's still a player on the floor, but no one is able to pick him up. Alex is gonna take down Crack though. He's gonna answer with that kill, and Neko here with a shotgun really close by. It looks like Ace is not aware.
What is going on?
Oh no, we lost the gunfight. Jax is gonna turn on him. Clutcher is gonna get a kill onto Alex though. Dex is gonna finish up Clutcher with a pistol, double for him, 2v2 right now, and Noetic again in a situation where, you know, they're in. Now it's equal. Now it's really up to how Wolves is gonna play it, right? Dax is really low on HP, but it feels like this is the kind of situation where Noetic is gonna make one mistake and then they're gonna somehow win the 1v2.
This could be that mistake. The aggression from the Yella off the mine, though. Skies is not going to push forward. I believe he was hitting himself, and Grips will be the one to confirm that one. It's just up to Taxes on but a handful of HP. He has no smokes. He has one drone off to the side. He doesn't have
you can't even
any in his pocket. He'll have to drive his drone all the way around safely. Oh no, he has aces. I forgot.
He's smarter than us.
Yeah, he is smarter than us, but it doesn't matter. Skies is there to clean that one on a 5-1.5. Very cleanly done by Noetic as they are able to handle all sorts from Wolves, be it a very slow, methodical play with rotations or a very fast rush play. Works out in their favor, and now we'll start to see how they can work on this attack. Granted,
Yeah,
Villa
great
isn't the
teamwork.
most attacker or defender sided anymore, but still, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised
Uh,
if this goes
it
7-1.
it is still kind of defender sided.
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't think it's like
It definitely is.
5-1,
Oh no
almost
no no
6-0.
no man,
Like
that's
this
just
is just
Noetic, man.
yeah,
That's just
this is
Noetic,
just
man.
no way.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
That's just
the
Noetic,
bombs
man.
if they can.
I mean, I just wanted to say that it was actually really well played by Noetic there in that 2v2 situation when they're isolated the player next to Memo, and Grips kind of pushed there, killed him, secured that frag. I think it was really good communication, really well played from them in that 2v2 situation, really isolating a player like that. And I feel like that's another thing that Noetic has. You know, they're not only able to really frag out, but it looks like their communication is really on point. And yeah, they look a little bit cocky sometimes with the kind of plays that they're trying to make, especially when they're on equal grounds or when they're in the advantage. But you know, it works for them. They're always able to make up for it. And
5 seconds
when the
to
time comes and they need to respect their opponent, they're always communicating really well, and they're also
Attackers'
capable of
objective is to
playing
locate
together
a
really
bomb
really
and
well.
defuse it. The
And yeah, no,
attackers' bomb
Noetic is
diffuser has
one of
been
those
dropped.
teams, you know, that it just I want to see them in
Attackers recovered the bomb
at a higher
diffuser.
level. I really want to see what they're capable of, where they can.
Attackers have dropped the bomb
I have
diffuser.
some expectations. I want to see where they can bring themselves. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm. Yeah, I want to see that as well, seeing how this can work out for Noetic, as it does appear that they're going to set themselves up a bit for a
Also, it's probably fair to say that they're one of the more consistent teams in the league in terms of roster, right? I'm sure production is
Yeah.
gonna correct me if I'm wrong, but they usually have a pretty consistent roster.
yeah, assuming Grips is just a sub coming in for Keto and not a full
I believe he
change.
is because I know Grips personally, and he's not really a full-time competitive player, so I'm pretty sure he's subbing in for them.
Ooh!
Ooh, Gravity.
I'll have to hold off on my point. Yeah, Gravity able to get the spray down through the wall onto that very same Grips. So, hopefully not much will be going down as we can hear the Yana clone come out. But Alex has found one and the clone, but the clone will be just a bait. Neko very quickly taking this position. This is something else we see from Noetic. They very solidly, very quickly take positions after they get that pressure. Gaza will get traded out after finding his own, and Naquel is on for 3. He's just got tracks to find here in Study. He's got Clutcher on the backside as well,
Attackers recovered
coming
the
up
diffuser.
to support and playing from around the shield. Trax is doomed. Noetic confirm at least overtime here with a very solid round, to say the least, from Naquo as he puts 4 on the board in that one. And that'll put, like I said, match point coming on up for Noetic, as they do not want to keep their foot off the gas.
Man, usually a game like this would be so boring to watch, right? Because it's just a stomp. That's honestly what it is. That's what we're watching right now. This was almost a 7-0, guys. I don't know if the viewers noticed, but this was supposed to be a 7-0. Noetic just, they just gave them one, for the boys. Like, just give them a round. Give them a round so they don't feel too bad, right? But this is a complete stomp, but this is fun to watch. You know why this is fun to watch? Because Noetic is so explosive. They're so fun to watch. They're just so exciting to watch. Every single time when they go for plays together at the same time, and something just happens really quickly. You never know what's gonna happen really, but something happens. A lot of gunfights happen, and they're hitting crazy shots left and right. They're always pushing some crazy things, and they make it work. And they're really not playing at least at this level. I don't know if maybe that's what they're going for here, because they feel like it's a little bit easier for them to play like this at this level. But at least here, they're not playing at a really slow, methodical, really at a slower pace of siege that we see a lot from other teams. And I know recently it's been sped up by the meta, but still, man, it's not this fast. really, really explosive. They're really, really fast. They're decisive.
5
They know what
seconds
they're
left
going for,
before
and they're doing it,
insertion.
and they're making it work. And that's why it's so exciting, even though it was supposed to be a 7-0, even though it's a 6-1 right now, and even though I'm not biased, guys, it's just facts. It's probably going to be a 7-1 right now.
Yeah, and I mean, just to keep hitting on that point, like you were saying, it's not even like, Wolves is playing badly. They played very well that round to keep up in as best they could with Noetic's aggression. It just happened that Aqua was hitting crazy shots, and Noetic plays such a fast pace
That's the
that
narrative.
it's hard.
That's the
Yeah,
narrative.
yeah, it
One of
really
the
is.
players on Noetic is hitting crazy shots. That's usually the narrative here. And yeah, you're right. I didn't see any problem with Wolves' strat or anything like that. It looks like they traded well. They played well together, but they're just not able to keep up. They're not able to keep up individually. That's how it looks like. And they're not able to keep up in terms of team play as well. In terms of the pushing together and refragging quite as well. And and Sky's gonna be able to hit in that headshot. Oh my God, Sky's!
Bro, I thought Skies was about to. Okay, well, at least he gets
That's
three
the
frags,
only way to
thankfully.
kill these players. That's the only way to kill these players. You
Yeah.
get more C4s. You get 5 C4s on the board because that's your only hope right now.
Whew. Well, I thought Skies was definitely gonna get shot down there by Sven, and then he very quickly just took the head right off of Sven. This is
Neo
nice
from
to
the
see
Matrix, man.
from Wolves. That's what it felt like for a second.
That's Neo from the Matrix right there. It's not Sky.
It was.
Just dodging
It's nice to
bullets.
see.
bro.
It's nice to see Gravity here pushing forward and able to retake this position before Noetic could confirm it, as that'll be another bit of hard
Definitely,
point.
that's
But
a dangerous game to
doesn't
play
matter.
against Noetic.
yeah, Clutcher's able to shoot right back. It doesn't matter who it is on Noetic. They have 5 pairs of guns, or rather 5 sets of guns on this team. Very quickly. Oh,
what I'm
nice
saying,
shot
man.
from
They're
Clutcher.
playing good. They're playing good in theory. Look, he's playing behind the shield. He's peeking out, but he's losing that. How do you lose that? You're losing that because the other player is just better. I don't know what to say. How do you lose a gunfight like that, right? It's not like he didn't really do anything, didn't really miss his shots or anything like that. Didn't make the incorrect decision. His shield was there. He had perfect information. Alex is gonna get one though on a clutcher, and Crack is gonna answer right back. Alex is gonna go down here, and Tax is gonna find himself in a 1v3.
Yep, 30 seconds to go for Taxes here. He's got a nitro cell in his pocket, and he's going to send it out here, and that'll be a confirming 1 on the Crack. But that was the lowest health member here from Noetic. Swinging out, Taxes is going to find 1. He's almost going to find 2, and he will! 1 versus 3 from Taxes. Huge plays on the SMG-11. Very clean, very comfortable on it. And we will see another round. It's taking heroics from Wolves to confirm their rounds, but they're confirming some regardless.
Okay. I don't know what to say, guys. You're able to win rounds like that, but you're not able to win 2v2s, 3v3s, etc. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, great. Well played by Tax. Well played by Tax.
Yeah.
And this
Very
time,
well
Noetic really didn't throw that much, honestly. They didn't do anything that wrong. They went for the plan there. The player got C4. That just happens. You can't really dodge that one. That's a pretty hard C4 to dodge. And you have to try and go and stick the plant. You're still in a 2v1 situation. You didn't really take the gunfights individually. Just the Tax pushed up close really fast. And he's with SMG-11. So obviously he's going to have the advantage. But man, I don't know. He just played it better. And he just won it. I can't even blame Noetic on that one, honestly. I would say that's the first round that that Wolves got fairly. Like that they got a round now, and Noetic didn't really throw it that hard. You know what I mean? That's the one round. But then again, it's 2 clutches that they won, right? You have to take that into account. The only 2 rounds that Wolves won, they won by clutching, and I don't know. I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't even know.
I think individually it's very good for Wolves. They're able to, get these clutch up rounds and feel very solid and comfortable with them. But all in all, it's obviously not what you want to see, because you have to sit there and be like, all right, it's awesome that Taxes is able to 1v3. There should never be a point that Taxes has to 1v3. The round should never get to that spot where Alex has to 1v5 and is able to clutch up the round. Not to say that it's not fantastic play and really well done. It's just that thing of he shouldn't have to, which is probably where Wolves is feeling like themselves right now. Very fast take again from Noetic as they're able to move on downstairs. As I've never seen the IQ body skin for Fnatic, but we'll get to see a little bit more as Naquo is getting some frags here for himself. He's picked up one onto Gazo. That's a good start here so far for Noetic yet again.
That's just Nako getting early frags, you know, that's pretty normal. X is gonna answer back though onto Nako, and let's see, Jaeger onto the IQ. Quite an interesting battle there, and Sky's gonna spray into the bedroom door here. Will miss most of his shots pretty narrowly there, so quite lucky for Dax or Sven. I'm not too sure, maybe it was Sven? Was the mute or one of the SAS operators, where anyway, he's gonna miss his shots very narrowly. It was Sven actually, and he's gonna run away with his life here. He's still toying around with the ace player here, and he has really high fire rate, so I don't know if you want to throw around with that. And
Wow.
C4 is gonna go out. It's not really gonna connect. Bracket's on really low HP. I don't know if it was because of that C4. Another C4 is gonna go out. No, will that connect? And it won't. Gravity, I think it was pretty close, but not close enough. It looks like Skies is really lit, and he's gonna go down. Bracket's also on 1 HP, but he's gonna take down Alex actually with a headshot. So it's 3v3 right now, a double kill for Crack, and it looks like Wolves is, you know, they're entering back. They're playing here for something, but I don't know if Noetic is gonna let that slide.
Yeah, just a minute to go here as Sven is trying to get aggressive, peek his head around, and trying to find what he can. He's going to ping away at Clutcher's leg. But this is an awkward spot for the ace. He's going to try and make his way out through the bathroom. Gravity tucked here. May get the jump onto Crack. He sees the gun barrel. He just has to wait patiently, and he's found the head just up to grips as Sven takes the head off Clutcher as well. The sub in for today is sitting there on bricks. He's found a little damage onto Sven as he's going to down the mute as well, and that'll be 15 seconds to go, 2 bodies to find. He's gonna jump around. He knows that the mute is swinging, or rather the smoke is gonna be the one to confirm another kill. You said it. They can't win these 3v3s, 2v2s, but they did just take a solid 3v3 round.
That was a solid round.
Don't call it a comeback.
I'm not gonna bash them on that one. I mean, they're making me eat my words here. I was expecting a 7-1 honestly, and it's a 6-3 already. They're coming back slowly but surely, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I think it's gonna be too little, too late. But I mean, we're gonna see. I'm gonna be excited for an overtime here, but I don't know, man. Noetic, man. At some point, they're gonna have enough. You know, they're gonna say enough is enough. But the Wolves so far, I mean, not bad. They're showing that they do belong in the top 4. But again, in my opinion, Noetic is just a different beast. They're not really just a top 4 team or just the top team in the league. They're a little bit more than that. But I mean, we're gonna see. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Yeah,
attackers.
I definitely agree. In the end, they are very much showing up as
Bomb located by
definitely
attackers.
able to hang around. And especially, it's nice to see that at no point in these rounds have they kind of counted themselves out even. You know, the 1v3, the 1v5, they're not letting these rounds clearly take immediate effect on them. They're probably,
10 seconds left.
you know, knowing how teams work at times, it's probably even just being like, hey, we'll talk about it, you know, in match review, VOD review, whatever. And from here, they're just going to focus on this match, and they're just like, our guys are doing work right now, and they're able to hang with Noetic, so we need to help them out. And
Oh yeah,
it's
that's 100%.
working out well.
Yeah, that's 100% how you should treat it. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
If you're playing competitively and you're gonna talk about the problems while the real match is going on, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man.
You got some more problems to talk about first.
Yeah, you still have a match to win. It doesn't matter if your teammate threw around or if he didn't listen or someone made a mistake or whatever it is, right? You still have a match to play and a match to win or try to win, and that's what they're trying to do right now. It looks like so. We're gonna we're gonna hope to see the best Wolves that we can possibly see today, and we're gonna see what they have, what they have to bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, we'll be seeing a fairly horizontal attack, I believe, coming out from Noetic. They're going to start a lot of priority here on the pantry, but jumping out, Gravity has found one. He's going to be able to try and duck his way back around as he's playing like an attacker right now. He has the pre-fire angles. At least Nakewell is going to find 1 and 2. That's Gravity and Alex going on down here to start things off, and Nakewell's found 3. The G8 is tearing through bodies at this point. He's looking for his own ace this game. Try and find more, but Skies will deny it. The most we'll see is a 4K from him, as Taxes is going to have to do what he can, but it is not enough. No clutch this time around, as we'll see good halves coming on out. 7-3 on the map here, as it was just too little too much, or rather too much too late from Wolves in the end.
Good effort, but yeah, too little,
yeah.
too late. Just not enough there. I mean, you're in such a big deficit in terms of rounds, and at that point, you can't really expect to win. I mean, you should try to do your best, but when you're losing so many rounds in a row, and you're just you're on match point for so many rounds, it's just so hard to come back from that, and you need the other team to mess up so much as well for you to come back, because it means that just one lucky round for them. If it is lucky, I don't think it is the case for Noetic, but let's just say that all it takes is one lucky round for them, and it's over for you, because you're constantly on match point, and also that constant pressure that you have to play against, just an uphill battle, and it's just something that's really really rough. So I'm sure they're gonna go back to the drawing board on Villa, and they're gonna try to figure it out. But it's gonna be the same for us, as we're gonna take a 5-minute break here before the next map. Next map is gonna be Cafe here, and hopefully we're gonna see you guys on Cafe as well, because we're gonna have another exciting map between these two teams. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna see you guys in 5 minutes.
Fix implies it will guarantee work.
Oh, well, hold on. He has an ADS as well? Oh, come on, it's bullshit, but Explode's gonna find Salvo, but that'll find Rodico. A man with the shotgun. I don't know what's what. Data, we're gonna jump for that kill, and we're gonna snack it, knife him, shoot him. Nope, nice.
Obviously, they were my and the my gadgets. I'm gonna call them. Cryptic gets a kill as I speak. The ADS has been coming and play. The Monty playing aggressive. Cryptic gets another. Onto D7, that's the Monty gone. Monty and Ace, both very fatal. Amazing players for Roseburg. Dice gets another kill in 5v2 situation. Cryptic gets a third, but last one repel.
But I think it's such a rough operate, like shield just feels like paper mache at times, and well, that rotation hole means that Blevensky will look one way, get hit from a smoke canister will kill him. One bullet from anyone in play will kill him, and Sharky, able to find both Batata as Salvo will shut down Explode, means it is down to Wowen, and they know roughly where he is. It seems like Sharky's on the prowl, and there we go. When there's blood in the water, the Sharks know where it is.
But they said I'm the better one, and well, both are right. As they just played right now, MP9 is gonna find Boyster.
He's lurking on top of the army stairs, and it looks like no one is aware of that. Maybe not even Valkyrie herself, and she is aware though. She's gonna get a double for troubles. A triple kill. Beautiful shot onto Cryptic there through the wall, and the attack is just gonna push down the tower stairs. Mitchell is gonna get another 1 seconds. Mitchell is gonna get Steezy is gonna get a frag here onto Syrup, I'm pretty sure, and Mitchell is gonna be alone in this 1v2. He's gonna be able to secure it though. 1v2, he's gonna make it work. A great double kill from him. Amazing shots. Look at this. Beautiful headshots and a follow-up right there. Wow, I can't believe he was able to clutch this one out, man.
welcome on back into the crazy chaotic game that is Wolves versus Noetic. I am still Cherish. Liero is still with me, and we are still both out of breath thanks to that map, because Villa was filled with chaos and some crazy rounds that were going on there.
Yeah, it was definitely chaotic and was definitely exciting, and I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know if I hope Cafe is gonna be the same, but I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if my heart is built for this kind of action. I don't know if I don't know, man. It's just not the time right now, guys. Can we do it another day? I don't know. Like, give me a heads up, maybe. Message me beforehand. You're gonna play like that. I don't know. If you didn't watch the last map, go ahead and watch that after you're done here, because it was a really exciting one. But I mean, enough about the last map. Let's move on to the next. And looks like everyone is ready here, and we're gonna hop right in. So Cafe it is, and this time Noetic is starting on defense. Oh, they started on defense last time as well. So it looks like I don't know, they're attacking. Okay, they're just the orange team, and that's just something that production loves to do to me. They're putting the attacking team on orange, and they're putting the defending team on blue. That's really interesting here.
Well, Yella is in the middle of just explaining it. I have tuned him out because that is how I treat Yella, with zero respect. I am very mean to him. That was I didn't mean that, buddy. I hope he understands I didn't mean that, and that was mean. But
if the viewers are confused about the bans, by the way, the operator bans, we're not talking about the first ban ever, because it's always the same operator. So it's just not something that
it's always gonna be Thatcher.
Oh no, we don't say that name, especially not 3 times in a row.
Oh, true. My bad. But yeah, it's always gonna be that one. It's very rare that he ever gets through on most maps, just because of the utility that he offers, even despite being toned back a bit with the nerfs. It's kind of just the default ban at this point for a lot of teams. And as we get more into map specifics, Wamai and Mira are probably going to be coming out here for Cafe. We did see Wamai, so a lot of teams don't really like dealing with the shield setup that he can do, especially in Bar Cocktail. It just takes so long to clear, and it's super annoying. Even after his nerfs, Mira will actually stay up, as Valkyrie will be the one coming off the board this time around.
Cherish, I have a question for you. Do you like Cafe? Do you like the map?
Not really. A lot.
Why do you not like it?
Yeah, when I had first really gotten very heavy into casting, I was casting 4 or 5 nights a week for various NA leagues. It was around this time last year, and this time last year was the height of Jaeger Wamai shield meta.
Yeah.
So every map was Oregon Cafe Clubhouse, and every map was just watching the two teams.
The utility meta.
Slam their face into Wamai and Jaeger shields, and that was just awful to deal with. I hate it.
Yeah, I get that. I have a similar point of view, but I changed it a little bit. So I used to really hate Cafe during the utility meta, and the utility meta was really long. I don't know if people remember, but it went on for a year, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit more, a little bit less, something like that. But it was around a year, and it was a really long time. And man, Cafe was such a frustrating map to play and to watch, because it was just so frustrating in terms of how it was to attack and the utility, and everything was just so annoying. And now I kind of changed my point of view a little bit. I feel like Cafe is a pretty exciting map now. I kind of changed my mind, because the meta changes, and now I feel like it brings something new, something fresh that a lot of other maps are not really bringing. I feel like Cafe is a really what's unique about Cafe, that you're kind of almost forced to attack one-sided on Cafe in most cases. There are some exceptions, but a lot of cases you just kind of have to attack in a one-sided manner, and you just kind of have to deal with utility that defenders throw at you. And I feel like Cafe is really good at showing who's really good at coordinating, communication, coordinating utility. And I feel like that's something that's really interesting to watch, especially from a casting and a viewer standpoint. When you don't have to do that, of course, it could be tedious, but it's not as tedious as it used to be, but it could be tedious still. But from a viewer standpoint, thinking about the communication between the players, looking at them, burning the utility, burning the shields, looking at how they're managing their drones and all of that on a map like Cafe, I feel like that's really exciting. At least for a viewer like me, right? Oh, a C4 is gonna go out. It's gonna let 2 kills with that one C4, Alex. That's amazing. I don't even know how you land that one. And Skies is gonna go down with crack there. Tax is gonna get down. Looks like from the skylight, but he's not gonna get enough damage to be finished here. So they're gonna pick him up. So that's your smoke player still up and running with 3 smoke canisters. So that's all okay for them. So it looks like Wolves definitely gonna be in the advantage here. But we can never count out Noetic. I've been always talking about this. You just never know what's gonna happen. Even when something like this happens, Alex is gonna get a triple for himself. He's gonna try to hit the quadra hill here, but he won't be able to hit the 4th headshot quite as fast. But he won't be able to get that one. Neko is just gonna say no, man. I thought he's gonna be able to win that gunfight, but Neko is gonna get another one, another beautiful headshot onto Gravity there. A follow-up headshot, and he's gonna make it a 2v3 right now with 1 and 20 on the clock. And I mean, it's still possible for Noetic.
Yeah, not out of the realm of possibility here. Its tax is very low, similar HP to Naquo, thanks to being down earlier on. Naquo will be trying to push forward and find that one. Taxes isn't aware that he could very easily force this Ash to an awkward spot with that final gas canister that he does have in his pocket. Now, pushing forward into this Mira setup is going to be tough here for Noetic, as just barely able to get out of the way. Taxes will go down now as Gazo also falls. This is so very winnable for Noetic. The magic is still here up their sleeve as
Gazo, man.
Wow.
Again.
Huge. 3-piece for him, 2 for Naquo.
What can you say? It's just so consistent.
A 2v5.
It's just so consistent. I don't even know what to say. When they're in the advantage, that's when they're losing rounds, man. When they're in a 3v2, that's when they're gonna lose. If it's a 2v3, a 1v3, a 1v2, whatever it is, bro, when they're in a disadvantage, they're winning the round. That's just how they play. I don't know what it is about them, but that's just how it is. It's just a fact. Just go back and watch these games. I want the stats, man. Give me the stats. I want someone to give me the stats about the rounds that they're winning, man, because I'm telling you, 100% of the rounds that they're winning, they're in a disadvantage.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And it's really nice to see too. It is very calculated aggression, and when I say that, I mean it's they're not swinging everything. Noetic isn't like playing crazy, trying to pull things back in their advantage. They happen to be very much just able to slowly keep working despite their man disadvantages, working these small areas, finding openings that they can, and able to just make these rounds happen despite, as if they have 4 or 5 bodies on the board when they have just 2, because the pair of them, Naquo and Grips there, were able to isolate one gunfight at a time with each other, and because of that, that was able to let Grips get to work, especially in that late round. That was really smart play from Noetic, and really rough to see from Wolves, because they were doing the exact same thing to Noetic just last round. Or last map, sorry.
Claymore's ready.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say at this point? Noetic, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about them.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, they're playing 2v5s like they are in the 5v2, but that's just how it is. That's how they play. It's not even really about their positioning per se or something. Like you said, they're not. It's not like they're going too aggressive when they're in the advantage or anything like that. Most of the time, it's just that they just turn into different beasts. They're turn into different players when they're in this advantage, and it looks like they're capable of winning any gunfight. Clutcher is gonna get the first kill of the round here. Alex is gonna answer back with a beautiful C4 onto Crack right there. So Crack is gonna go down. That's your Nomad, and he's gonna be able to land some shots onto Nako on that Ash, and he's gonna get downed. He's gonna try and land some shots through the wall, but he won't be able to land any shots there. He's gonna be able to finish him out with the body shot through the wall. So that's a double from Alex, and a 4v3 right now for Wolves. So looking not too bad for them. Wolves, Sven's gonna be able to get that headshot onto Skies, and he's gonna put his team in a really good situation right now. But we never know, man. There we go.
You never know, indeed. Clutchers found one head, and Alex is very low in the meantime. Now, thanks to the positioning off these mirror windows, things are a little awkward for the side of Wolves, as nades will be coming down from below from Grips, trying to push out these remaining defenders from wherever they may be. Clutchers ended up somehow on the roof. He's positioned himself up here, regaining a lot of control for the side of Wolves. However, Grips, very slow here, very cautious, able to make not really any noise. He did just spray, I believe. Now give away his position on the white stairs. It's just him and Clutchers still, as Clutchers made his way back to these windows, trying to create whatever pressure he can onto Taxes, who's constantly just smoking up the other SAS member here in the sledge. Alex is going to be able to win out his gunfight. The control from the SMG-11 is non-existent from Grips. I'll put Clutcher in a 1-on-3, and that will just about do it on this round. Trading away rounds 1 for 1 here. Noetic will lose out, rather Wolves will win out this round. Do it very successfully.
Yeah, they're gonna equalize 1-1 now, and definitely it looks like Wolves is answering back really early on here, and pretty comfortable around as well. Nothing too crazy like we've seen on Villa. They didn't need to clutch a 1v3 or 1v5 or whatever it is. They just played pretty good. Just standard cafe defense in general, but against Noetic, it's always impressive. So not bad, not a bad start here for the map, but we're gonna see where the next round is gonna take us as they're heading into kitchen. At one point there, I wanted to say it kind of felt scary for Wolves when they were in that 3v2 situation, and Alex was really low on HP, and they're in that 3v2, and it feels like Grips is just gonna come up the white series and kill 2 because Noetic just does things like that, right? I wanted to say, yeah, maybe you guys should just equalize and the team kill Alex, and at that point it's a 2v2, so you're actually giving yourself the advantage against Noetic.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that's probably a big brain play.
Advantage.
I would have team killed him, man. I probably would have team killed him.
Plus, he's only on like a couple of shots of health. He's not really that.
Yeah, you're not really losing that much. And think about it, you're in a 2v2 against Noetic, so
yeah,
you're not doing that bad.
5 seconds to go.
Well, like you said, headed down to kitchen here. A little bit of an interesting strat coming out from Wolves. I don't think they've fully gone the same way for a roam strat like other teams have started to pull in their normal ways as of late. Kind of not necessarily default strat, but been played a little bit more and more as time has gone on. But as far as I can tell, Noetic will be going to clear it all the same that way, as it does seem actually kind of roamy from Wolves. A bit iffy on it, more like I believe it's Train that the players are playing in. It'll be Gravity and, well, it would have been Yazzo who was playing upstairs, but he's been very quickly found by Grips. And that'll just leave Gravity on his lonesome, caught in the middle of the team on the 3rd floor. Actually, no, sorry. I mistook it. Alex was upstairs as well. Now Alex is caught alone between the team of Noetic. He's going to have to try and make this one work. He hears the grenade pulled, and a nice headshot as he jumps over the railing onto Grips is going to get him out to safety now. Sky is trying to get the aggressive refrag, is caught by Sven with a good hold on that position, and again, Noetic is caught in the man disadvantage.
Yeah, they're again in a tremendous disadvantage in a 2v3 right now, and they're just going to be looking for these individual picks because they have a lot of time to work with. So this is definitely a situation where it's scary to play against Noetic because they're going to take their time, you know, they're going to really try to isolate you, and that's where you kind of have to stack up, again, especially against a team like that. You should just stack up in the side, hold your crossfires, and try and do your best, right? You don't really want to give them individual gunfights because, you know, that's where they shine. They consistently win those in a situation like that, and that's not where you want to find yourself at, because that's a round you should be winning, especially defending Cafe.
Yep. Well, I'm not really sure what Clutcher was trying to play with there, as he tried to, I think, ace trick the hatch. Failed completely with it, but we'll be seeing him and Crack trying to clutch up on this one. Sven knows exactly that Crack is just sitting here ever so patiently. He will get flashed to high heavens and win out his gunfight thanks to that
Attackers have located
flashbang.
a bomb.
Crack now found another.
go.
It's just up to taxes. The magic is happening yet again as Clutcher's been tagged up just a little bit from the Kaid. He's not able to get a kill onto the Crack. But Crack going huge is going to win out a round
I can't do this.
yet again
I can't do
from
this, man.
behind for
I'm not,
Noetic.
this not, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man, like... What is this? What's going on? Is this paid? Is this a paid match? Did they pay Wolves for this? Is it?
Fighting around.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I call match fixing.
That was.
It's a big thing to say, but that's what I call here. I call match fixing. This is unreal.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Well, we're going to kitchen yet again, and I mean, I don't know what I have to say about Noetic anymore, man. I don't have anything else to say. Alex is doing his best, man. Alex, you gotta feel for the man. Both on the Villa and on this map as well. He's just, you know, he's really sweating it for his team, and he's doing his best, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. You can't play against 5 players that are just popping off individually every single round. Any of them could just go off. One time it's Crack, another time it's
10
Nako,
seconds to go.
third time it's Clutcher. Grips did it on in the first round of Cafe.
5 seconds
I
to
mean,
insertion.
you just can't do that. Skies is one of the star players on the team as well. I don't know, man.
Yeah. And it's nice to see too, because we did highlight specifically Skies and Nako big time in our pre-match talk. They're not
It's
super
all of them.
big so far. Yeah. I mean this whole team has been fantastic. Granted, it was a whole team effort on Villa. I think almost everyone but Grips hit
Aside that one round
double
where
digits.
Nako said I'm not going overtime and just destroyed
Yeah.
everyone on the site.
That is true. But still, it was 4 players either on 9 kills or on double digits for Noetic on Villa, and we're seeing good team play here from Noetic here on Cafe as they're going to try and pressure out the aggressive Mute yet again. Now we can tell where he died from, as this roam play from Wolves is a bit more passive this time around, hopefully so that they don't get punished as hard.
Alex is gonna try and catch the Ash out here, but there's information on him, and the Ash is getting pretty aggressive here. He's gonna get shot, and he's aware of Nako's position now. He's gonna be stuck in that corner. Yellow Ping is gonna go off, and a headshot through the wall onto Alex. I mean, great teamwork, great communication there, and really not that Nako played it in any crazy way. Didn't really do anything insane there that any other player wouldn't do, but it just overall from Noetic, right? The teamwork, the droning, the communication, the yellow ping that came at the right time. 2 drones came in to drone that player, and it just isolated them really well with one player, one entry fragger and 2 drones, or maybe 3 drones, and it just did it really, really well. And that's another thing that just separates them from the competition. Grips is gonna get another headshot here onto Gravity, and he's gonna put his team in a 5v3 now. And it looks like it's one of the more comfortable rounds for Noetic, right? And that's usually where usually things kind of fall off for them a little bit, and then it just come back in a 1v3 or 1v2.
Yep. Well, Great shot by Crack and Gazzo to trade with one another. You can only hear so many bullets from the SMG-11. Those two were just head-on-head contact. But that does leave Taxes and Sven, and Taxes will go down. Great shot from Skies with this 1x on the ARX. That'll do it, as Sven also goes down. Like you said, very clean, very comfortable round from Noetic. They just one-on-one picked apart the defense here. It works out fantastically here.
It just feels like they're warming up, right? It just feels like, you know, they're warming up a little bit now. They're getting a little bit warmed up. Maybe they're getting a little bit sick of this. They want this over faster. I don't know. It just feels like to me like they're playing smoother, faster, and just better in general. I don't know. I don't know, man. Noetic, you can't be doing things like that. Maybe you should sub in some more players, equalize it a little bit. Maybe they should play with one more sub. Can we make them play with 2 subs every game? Just so it's a little bit fair.
Yeah, a little bit of a handicap, I guess. So we'll get to see back up to Bar Cocktail as we get back into this one. A little bit of a change. There is no Mira this time through for the Wolves, but everything else stays the same here for Noetic.
Seconds left.
As to be seen, our first Arumi, I believe, of this map so far. I'm sure Noetic will play plenty of the operator as she's not. You know, it's nice to see that she's found her spot in the meta and in compositions, and a great timing from Alex to be able to get the head of Grips. That's a sledge going down, so it's actually pretty big if Noetic is not, well, they are planning for
If Noetic wasn't Noetic, that would have been pretty big.
If Noetic wasn't planning for this attack anyway, though, for the library push, is Skies. That was a weird visual bug. Skies goes down while he's shooting for a second. But, I mean, well, another for Gazzo here as he jumps out, and it seems that this is how you beat Noetic, just insane outside aggression.
Yeah, it looks like Wolves decided to take things into their own hands, matter into their own hands, and they're gonna just take the aggression and bring it towards Noetic's faces. They're just, you know, really meeting them outside, really taking these gunfights really aggressively. But maybe that's the time to stop right now, especially now when Clutcher got a kill onto Gravity, and you know it's not now. It looks like it's a round that Noetic can definitely win in a 3v4 situation like that. We've seen them win way crazier rounds than this. And it looks like Wolves is still aggressing. They're still aggressive. They're still peeking outside, and I don't know. They could really be sorry for this. But as I say, that Crack is gonna go down. Sven is gonna shut me up. Gaz is gonna put a headshot onto Clutcher's face, and Alex is gonna run out, take down the Nomad. Sky is gonna go down, and that's all she wrote. I mean, that's the end of this round. Pretty fast, quick and efficient. I don't know if Wolves is gonna be able to do that again. But if they are, I welcome that. It's just that I don't know if Noetic is going to allow that kind of round to be played in the same way yet again. Just because, I mean, it's pretty easy to read, right? They played one round really aggressively. They started running out. They started peeking every window. Then you just slow down a little bit, right? You just take it back. You just take it down a notch, and you expect that.
Yeah. I definitely come to expect it at this point. But we'll get to see now as our final defense round for the Wolves comes on in. Very solid half regardless of how this one ends for Noetic. Same deal with Cafe as we were talking about with Villa a bit. It's not
Gravity. Alex is doing numbers. I wanted to say Gravity is doing numbers, but
what the heck?
Gravity is actually not doing any numbers. It's Alex, man.
Wow. I didn't notice. There are 2 zeros, 2 threes, and Alex on 10.
I'm telling you, it was the same on Villa, man. He's the headshot machine for Wolves right now. He's really hitting those nasty shots when he's running out or when he's taking these gunfights. And he's the only player that really stands out for me on Wolves. And he's the one who's consistently performing, consistently hitting shots, consistently winning gunfights. And he's the one who's really, you know, keeping them in this, really. Putting them on the map, keeping them in this game. He's usually getting the first, like the opening frags for them as well when they do get them. So he's definitely a key player here. And if they want a chance to win this map, a chance to draw this, a chance to bring down Noetic for the first time in Talent League, they need him to keep performing. They need him to keep performing, and they need to help him out.
Yeah. Will be big if Wolves can start helping out Alex indeed. A lot of vertical play coming in horizontal rather, sorry, coming in here from Wolves is finally, I think, will give some support to Alex, both figuratively and literally, because he is caught alone upstairs at the moment in Cocktail. A lot of info coming in from Noetic. Crack is so slowly, so quietly entering his way into Train on his own. He may be able to catch the Legion off guard here, and he will indeed. A cheeky little pick from Crack off of smart play from Noetic. He will dodge out the bullets that take the head clean off of Clutcher. In the meantime, from Sven, a good refrag. But the damage kind of is done. And actually, I think I would take that trade if I'm Wolves, because that's losing the ace here for Noetic. That's huge, especially on a site like this.
Ooh, he's gonna get aggressive, so he's gonna get that kill onto Grips, a double for him now. And he's getting really aggressive on these players in the middle. For Gravity, is not really meeting a lot of action. And as I say that, there's gonna be a player repelling on a piano window. A little bit of a standoff there, but looks like no one is gonna challenge the other. So Gravity is gonna really take it easy here. He's gonna, oh no, he's trying to pre-fire Neko, but Neko just said no, man. Beautiful headshot onto Gravity there. And a little bit of a standoff in the middle floor as well. Alex is gonna try to help out here next to the white stairs. Mute is gonna hold the reading room, and it looks like Noetic is really closing down on Wolves right now. Closing down, circling the side, just like sharks smelling blood, you know? That's how it feels like right now.
Indeed, it is. Slowly but surely, Noetic is going to start clutching, coming on in, trying to crush down on whatever they can find. So Runegate is going to be a bit of a nuisance on this door. It's entirely gone. I didn't even notice that it's out right now. It's been meaning to be shot very soon. 15 seconds to go. Sven's going to find another head. He's looking for more. Naqua's found one, and a nice shot from Skies. He'll have to start this plant down or go for the kill onto Taxes, and he will find the kill. Able to clutch it up for Noetic. A close round down to the wire, but it works out in their favor, and they go up 4-2 off their attacking half here on Cafe.
Yeah, it's mostly really Noetic executing well there, pushing together and winning their gunfights. That's just what happened there. That's usually what happens with them. And Wolves, they had a good round. They did their best. They did what they could there. But you know, if you can't win those gunfights in that 3v3 situation when they're pushing through that door, it just doesn't really matter what you're doing in the beginning of the round. Even if you're putting yourself in a 3v3 like that, unless you're really dominating and really in the advantage and not allowing any trades, it's not really gonna help you against a team like Noetic that's really good at winning gunfights, especially when the stakes are high.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, very high stakes indeed.
Attackers have discovered the location.
And it just looks like I'm you know, really fanboying Noetic here, but I'm not. I'm really not. That's just a fact. I mean, you guys have to realize, right? They won 15 maps including the previous map. 15 maps in a row in the league, didn't drop one single map. 15. Do you know how many? You know how random Siege gets? Do you know how much better you need to be to win 15 maps against teams that are supposed to be at your level? Do you know how crazy that is? That's insane. I mean, for any viewer that thinks that I'm maybe I'm just fanboying them for whatever reason, or I mean, I don't know the players. I don't really care, and I'm neutral. I don't really care who wins. I'm just here for I want to see an exciting game. But man, when it comes down to Noetic and Talent League, there's no questions. They're just dominating. They're just better. That's just how it is. And now they're on defense and they're gonna dominate some more. Guess what?
Yeah. Well, we've seen them start off here on kitchen service and kitchen cooking as Gravity is being shot and killed by Naquo from upstairs. We just saw him bust out that piano window, and it found success for him. Gravity has found no success. This map really rough going here as he's 0-7 through 7 rounds. This Flores drone is going to go well to push Skies out of position, but Naquo is helping out wherever he's needed. He's found 2 heads. He will not find a third as Taxes will shut him on down. But good finds all around for Naquo as Skies takes off the head of yet another. It's just Sven and Alex. Granted, it is Flores and Hibana, so a lot of utility between these two operators that can be used to still win out this close enough round, but they still got a lot of bodies to go through here for Noetic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks like it's a really good round for Noetics. Naco usually, you know, with the opening kills, that's really not something to really mention or anything crazy for them. He has a crazy opening kill to death ratio. And Sky's just gonna keep holding down to this bakery area right now. There's 2 players that are trying to clear him out, and Alex is actually gonna be able to land a headshot onto him. So now they're in a 2v3, so it's a little bit better for Wolves right now, but they're still in a 2v3 situation. You know, there's still Echo in play. Clutcher is gonna come up from the top floor here with the Echo drone, and he's getting ready to deny any possible potential plants that are gonna come off Wolves' side here. And he's gonna also give that crucial information. Crack is with the SMG-11 and with the shotgun here, holding really close angles, and it doesn't look too good for Sven and for Alex right now. But who knows? Maybe they're gonna make this work. There's a bulletproof though, and Clutcher is gonna make sure that Alex is gonna go down. So Sven is alone in this 1v3. He's gonna be able to get one. He won't be able to get the second. Clutcher is gonna shot him down, and he's gonna get a beautiful headshot right there. He's gonna finish down. There we go. These are the shots that Noetic is hitting consistently. And there we go. They're just gonna end the round just like that. 5-2. Not really a lot to talk about. At this point, it's just, you know, it's just standard Noetic. They're just going through the motions, just doing what they just. I don't know. Another day in the office, man. Does it look like they're sweating? Does it look like they're even trying too hard? Like, did you see how Naco was just running around the bakery there? He didn't care. He got one. He got the second. He went for the third. He knew that if he dies, he has Skies behind him, ready to clean up. He has Crack behind him, ready to clean up. He has Clutcher, who's ready to clean up. Why does he need to care?
Attackers need to locate and defuse
I definitely
the bomb.
think to say they're breaking a sweat is a little bit, you know, too much, but they definitely are trying fairly well here for
Attackers have located the bomb.
themselves. I could tell as well on Villa, you know, especially in some of those rounds, they definitely put their
on Villa.
foot-
Yeah, Naco
They put their foot to the metal, especially after that 1v5. That last bit of that defense, those 4 rounds, they just locked it down. And we're not really, you know, it's not to say that we're not seeing that here on Cafe, but they're also not needing to do it as much because they're getting away with little things. You know, you think about it, they're getting away with things like Crack able to walk in through train at 2 minutes 30 seconds and find a Legion in the middle of a fireplace. So it's the little things that you can tell that Noetic are getting away with from Wolves that it's working out very well for them here.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, yeah, on Villa there was that one round, especially like the last round, when Aqua just, you know, they lost 2 rounds in a row, just said no, he pushed him to the side, got 3 kills. I mean, yes. My point is, if Noetic really wanted to, this would not have been as close. And this is not really that close. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong here. Maybe Noetic is really sweating as hard as possible, but I really don't think so. Not from the way they're playing. It looks like a lax playstyle. I'm sure they're not bringing any new strats here that they don't want to reveal or anything like that. And I'm sure that, the communication is pretty calm. They're not really feeling the pressure here. They're, they're just assuming they're gonna win this, and they're doing their best, right? They're not playing a casual game. Casual's gonna get an A there onto Nako, and it's gonna be an important kill for his team, as Nako was that, that player that usually gets the opening frag, and he was on the smoke as well. So that's taking down one of the best players in terms of opening duels on Noetic's side and taking down the smoke at the same time. So 2 burns with 1 stone.
Very slow play coming in from Wolves as they have to deal with this triple shield. Finding Nako early on was pretty good. It's Cracked with his own SMG-11 will be doing work in the meantime, finding another head, this time onto Gravity. And 8 tragedy strikes yet again. A minute to go in the round as another Royal Shield will be detonated here by Sven with that Flores drone, who's seen a good bit of play in this new season of Siege since he's been enabled. Very strong for sure. As Alex will be forced, or rather, sorry, Grips is forced away into the freezer in hiding. Crack is going to be able to find a Nitro, hopefully later on in this round, as he's been left untouched really here down below, and he's going to play off of an audio call from his teammates. Wolves are caught out, and there it is! The audio is indeed as Sven steps right on top of the Nitro. That leaves just Alex, Gazzo, and Taxes all on their own with about a collective 200 HP and 20 seconds to go. Things are rough as Alex loses his head thanks to Crack. That's 3 here for him. Gazzo at least cleans up what remains of the mute. But the damage has been done by him as Clutcher's found another. And that'll be overtime confirmed off the back of Nako doing some nice work with that R416, sorry. And that'll be another Noetic round, this time 3 in a row that they've tallied.
Yeah, match point for the map, and also match point for the entire match.
Yes.
So this is series point actually, 6-2, and pretty comfortable for Noetic right now. But let's talk about Wolves for a little bit. What do you think Wolves can do to try and bring this back, or to try and, in general, what could have they done to begin with, starting from the first map, to play this a little bit better, to maybe have a little bit of a closer game, or maybe even a chance to win out these maps? I know it sounds crazy, but what do you think they could have done here?
So we saw it a little bit on their defensive side on Villa, and we did see it a little bit at times on their defensive side here on Cafe. But there's definitely rounds where they need Wolves on the defenses, and I don't really know on the attacks, but definitely on the defenses, they needed to play a lot more in recovery mode, and being able to very quickly be in positions to assist one another. And that some of that does come down to just Noetic being able to strat diff them in a way. Just because that's just how the strategy works from Noetic, that they very quickly, very efficiently take map control in positions where they find frags off the bat. So you could argue that, oh, maybe Wolves just doesn't lose these gunfights. Maybe Wolves just doesn't take these peaks or something. But honestly, it really should just come down to Wolves needing to be a little bit more proactive on their movement to take back that control that they just lost. Because they did it well, like I said, towards the end of Villa on those defenses, they were doing that well. But it seems to have lost its effect here on their defensive side of Cafe. But in general, I mean, they just also need to not be feeding, one-on-one into kills the same way that Noetic has been doing, but somehow getting away with.
Man, look at Nako, the way he's taking gunfights. It's just scary to watch, honestly. I don't know. Just being on the other side, watching his head bob back and forth, it just, you know how it looks like on the other side. Alex is going to be able to open the round here with the kill onto Clutcher, so he won't be able to clutch any anything in this round at least. And Alex is gonna keep holding that angle. He's in train right now, holding towards fireplace. Gaza is gonna nade himself though, and this is gonna equalize the situation a little bit for Noetic, and I'm sure they're gonna be thankful for that. So 4v4 situation right now. Sven is holding the angle from the top floor towards the
Attackers
reading
recover
door,
the
and he's just
bomb
gonna
diffuser.
be holding every rotate. He is exposed to the mirror window though, and I'm not sure how Melusi didn't really see him there. So that's definitely an interesting one. Alex is gonna get another kill onto Grips. So a 4v3 right now. Crack is gonna decide to go down here, back to the side, maybe help out on the side. Nako is gonna get a headshot onto Sven, and Alex is gonna open the fireplace wall here. Attack's gonna get a headshot onto Nako, and is gonna make it a 3v2 for his team. So Wolves is in the advantage. They're in the driver's seat right now, and just up to them to not make any mistakes right now. Sky's gonna really lit up the sledge over there though. He's on 1 HP, and he didn't even get a single kill until now. So I don't know if he's gonna get anything after going down to that really low HP. Sky's gonna try to lit him up though, and Crack is gonna get a headshot while Sky is doing that. Gravity is gonna go down at the same time. Crack and
Bomb
Skies are in
located by
a
attackers.
2v1 situation right now, so it's all up to Alex. We've seen him do it before. Will we see him do it again? He has still the skeleton key in his hands. He still has that secondary gadget. He knows approximately where the mirror is playing, and it looks like he doesn't have the fuser, so he has to go for those kills. He's gonna try and destroy that Melusi, that Banshee. He's gonna be able to get it out. He's gonna hear the C4. He's gonna shoot it in time. It's okay. He knows where the diffuser is at, and he's gonna be looking for these gunfights individually. He's gonna get a shot through the barricade, through the railing on the staircase, and that's it. That's the end of it. 7-2, really comfortable for Noetic. Really nice try from Skies, but from Alex. But the way Noetic is playing this, I don't think they're giving you another clutch.
Yep. Smart play from Noetic to be a bit more passive this time around. Pull themselves back just that bit and win out solidly. And this is so crazy to me to see that Alex hits 13, but no one on Noetic in their 7-2 came to double digits. There was 2 on 9, 1 on 8, but just
I think
no double
Nako and
digits.
Villa was on double digits.
Yeah, Nako on Villa hit double digits, and I think someone else probably did. I'm sure if we go back and look at the screenshots somewhere, someone did. But the point is, again, they're not like having this big top frag carry, and it's nice to see that they're all able to get not just get their kills, but they're all able to very handily keep their frags.
I feel like that's the only way to be as dominant, though. I don't feel like you can be this dominant this consistently without having all 5 players being really, really good compared to the competition, right? Because Siege is a really a random game, and I've touched on it before, but it's really a random game sometimes in terms of how things play out in a round, and it becomes less and less random the better all of your players in the team are as good as like at a similar level, right? So when all of them are good, you're gonna have less kind of variables, right? So you're not gonna be relying on 1 fragger or 2 fraggers or even 3 fraggers to go off. You have 5 players that you can rely on, and that's when you get really good at this game, because this game can get really random, especially in terms of how gunfights go sometimes, and C4s and A's and all of that. Sometimes your best player or your 2 best players in the team are just gonna have a really rough game, and sometimes they don't even have any control of that, right? Maybe it's not even them playing bad. They could be just be unlucky a little bit. They could just be counter stratted or whatever it is. They're just not really feeling the game and the rounds. And you need the 3 other players or the 2 other players, whatever it is, every other player to back them up to make sure that he also plays consistently when they're not performing on or alongside them performing, right? And that's the only way to be dominant in a siege.
Yeah,
Consistently.
and I think also something that I like thinking about and talking about is, especially given the meta we've kind of found ourselves in, a lot of mute Mazi Aruni, a lot of Ace and Iana, and very aggressive picks all throughout. Very solid gun work or guns on these operators as well. I definitely think we've gone away from that kind of old meta style where you could have that one guy at the bottom of the board. You could have your 2 super big carries. And we've kind of shifted into a meta style, not just with operators, but with how roam play comes in and how all these different play styles are in. it's very much you need multiple people who can very confidently, at any point pick up the slack from any of those missing players, like you were mentioning. Um, so I definitely think Noetic has cracked that code, and they are very solid because it's not like you can hold tab and be like, "Oh, it's crack. He's not going to shoot back. You guys win this one." Like you still have to you hold tab and you're like, "Oh God, it's crack or it's Naquo or it's
Or it's
Skies." Like
clutcher.
it or it's Clutcher even. Like it
You
doesn't
never
matter that
know.
it doesn't matter to me when I see this team. It doesn't matter who I see hold when I hold tab. It's just another clutch that could happen because there's no,
It's it,
weak
it's not
link.
like it could happen. They have a better chance of that clutch happening than that clutch not happening, and that's insane to say, but it's true.
Yeah. But I believe there will be no interview because Noetic doesn't do interviews, which is nice for me, but also not nice because that means no interview practice whenever I cast
That's
Noetic.
sad
But
for me, man. I would have liked to speak to them.
I
I
do
wonder.
like I will say, yeah, I agree. I like at least somewhat picking the brains and figuring out how things were feeling in these games.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, it's really also talking about what they expect from themselves, right? Because you're dominating talent league, where you're going next. That's the big
Mhm.
question for me.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll
We
do
won't
it.
be able to get that today, but maybe who knows? Maybe in playoffs. Maybe.
Hopefully, I hope. Okay, assuming it's playoffs, hopefully Yele will be mean and just take what is it? They'll take the initiative and be like, no, it's playoffs. You have to interview. Like,
Oh no! If he doesn't, bro,
be
I'll
the
do it, bro.
big mean admin.
I'll do it, bro. I'll do it, bro. I'll make him. I'll make him make me an admin. I'm gonna do it
Just so you
myself
can
if he
tell them that
doesn't.
they have to
Yeah,
interview in the
bro.
playoffs.
They have to do an interview, bro. They have to do an interview in playoffs. But anyway, it was really fun casting with you. I'm really thankful to all the viewers that stuck around, and I hope that they enjoy the cast and they enjoy the game. I think we had a really exciting game today, especially on Villa.
Yeah.
And nothing much else to say. Do you have anything else to add?
No, same deal. Really good games, really fun, exciting, and interesting games that we had, and I'm looking forward to getting to cast as we get closer and closer to playoffs because these teams are going to get that bit more hungry to keep on winning and hopefully to take down Noetic at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Talent League is always exciting. There's almost never a dull game, and all of these games are really, really exciting. Whether they're one-sided, which usually actually doesn't happen. Usually we have close games, or whether they're really close. But you always see crazy things in Talent League, and that's why I recommend to any viewer that's really interested in T3 T4 Siege to watch Talent League. I feel like there's a lot that you guys can learn, and just exciting games in general. If you like Siege, then it's a really good platform and a place to start in. And if you want to compare and watch a difference between how a T4 league or team would play against T1 teams, like in terms of comparison, if you want to compare the play styles, it's kind of interesting when you think about things like that, right? So it's a good place to start. And besides that, I want to thank Howling Media for sponsoring us. I want to thank all the viewers. I want to thank Cherish for casting with me. It was really fun. And of course, our observer and our god, our emperor, Trippin. Thank you very much. Uh, and that's it, guys. Follow us on Twitter or in whatever else socials that hopefully we have in here. I don't know if they're doing that, but you need to do it if you don't. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for another exciting game. Talent League out.